All right. So it looks like I got the loop messed up, but we are here and ready for this live reading, another Monday live reading with California Psychics. I am Carson, your host, and we are joined by a new psychic, our fantastic and top-rated fan favorite in Psychic Zack. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm very good, thanks, Carson. Are you?
And I am doing fantastic because it is a Monday live reading, and I always love doing these. But before we get started, if you are a new or a returning viewer, you are going to want to hear these few bits of information. First of all, we do have a promo code going on. If you see that code scrolling along the bottom of your screen, Live5, that will get you an extra $5 on any new customer package that you purchase on CaliforniaPsychics.com for any one-on-one reading. Once again, this code is Live5 and gets you an extra $5 credit for whenever you purchase any new customer package, and can be applied for any psychic on our website. But if you are wanting a one-on-one reading with Psychic Zack after seeing a little preview of his abilities today, and let me tell you, spoiler alert, he is good. Make sure to stick around and you'll find out his exact schedule later in the stream. But lastly, before we get started, I will list off a few ground rules for our questions that we are able to answer today. Unfortunately, we will not be able to answer any legal or medical questions for this live stream. For medical, this can include treatments, medications, pregnancies, and diagnoses. And for legal, this can include court cases, custody battles, and general court decisions. If you do ask about another person, please make sure you include at least their first name, and if you wish, their zodiac sign as well. This will allow Zach to connect faster and more accurately answer your question today. But without any further ado, if you are ready, Zach, we can begin answering questions.
Absolutely. Let's go right ahead.
All right. We have one from Lisa, who is asking, "Hi, Zach. Do you see me and Sabri working things out? He is a Libra, by the way, and I am a Leo."
A Leo. Well, I'm a Libra, Lisa, so I know certainly what's going on in their world at the moment. So let's just have a little look. Sabri. Yeah, so I mean, obviously Leo, fire sign, quite fiery, living up to that nature, I think, at the moment. There's a lot of frustration inside of him at the minute, but I don't feel that frustration is actually directed directly at you. I know it might feel that way, but I don't think it is. I think he's got a lot he's holding inside. He needs to take time, calm down, and reflect. And then I think actually, he's going to view things differently. That fog's going to clear, and he's going to really sort of level in and think, what is it I really want? He's never stopped having that love for you, Lisa. That is still there. There might be that sort of smoke across it at the minute that masks it a bit, but it is still there. I do think you will work things out. I'm hopeful that this can still happen for Christmas. It's going to go to the 11th hour a bit, but I do still think it can happen for Christmas. I don't think he's going to want you to be separated at that time.
All right. Great insight, Zach. And we hope that's resonated with you, Lisa. Our next question is going to be from YouTube, from Daniel. "Hi, okay. Zach. I'm wanting to know if I should be patient with Jennifer, or do you think I should move on? I'm feeling a little lost about this at the moment."
Okay, Daniel and Jennifer. Ooh, she's busy, isn't she? Yeah, do you know what? If you're meant to be with somebody, it's worth waiting the time. But what somebody has to do is they have to have room. Jennifer needs to have room to let you into her life at the moment. And I just feel that there's so much going on in Jennifer's head that, she's not quite ready. And you've got to be careful not to keep pushing and not keep pushing that pressure there towards her. I do, however, think, yes, you should be patient. I don't think in the time that it's going to take Jennifer to be ready, that there would be anybody else come into your life that's significant. And therefore, I think it's worth waiting. But you've got to remember, don't put pressure on her, because if you do sort of keep texting her or pushing forward, you are going to get to that stage where she pulls back, and it really is going to delay things. So just be really patient, be really relaxed. And I do think it's worth hanging on.
All right. Our next question is going to be from Bree. I saw this one from her earlier. This is a love question. Hi, Zach. We are both cancers, and I saw Austin at Walmart. I feel like it was meant to be with this occurrence. Should I reach out right away, like even tonight, to ask him to hang out sometime? Or do you think I should maybe wait a few days to reach out? Or is this a viable connection at all?
Well, you know, you're both water signs. I think there was obviously a reason that put you in that Walmart at the same time. You know, why wait? Strike while the iron is hot is what I would say. So yeah, just do it. I think you'll be surprised. You know, there's no such thing as coincidences. You were meant to be in that supermarket together at the same time. You were meant to meet over that aisle. I know it's a bit cliche, but you know what? It's happened. It's a gift. It's been given to you from spirit. Go ahead and take it. Just do it. Just be bold. Be bold. That's the message that's coming through. Be bold and do it. Go on, Bree.
Amazing insight, Zach. Our next question is going to be from Amber. Hi, I'm a Scorpio. Do you ever see Alex coming back? And do you think he still thinks of me? He's an Aquarius, and I still see his name often. Thanks, by the way.
I think the reason you're still seeing his name is because I think he does still think of you. He does. But I've got to be honest with you here. I think this is you've got to be in this for the long haul, and in that period of time, Amber, there are going to be other people come into your life. At least one other person. So there is choice, which is coming through here. Whilst at the moment, I think you're very focused on Alex, and I understand that. And I think if you're very, very patient, there could still be an opportunity there. I think one of these newer connections is actually going to blow you away a bit. And you're going to think, actually, do you know what? Was Alex really that strong a connection for me? I think this new person is here. I'm getting the letter P come through quite strongly. And I'm also getting a sort of a foreign sort of name there. So like Pierre, Paolo, that kind of names coming through. So do look out for that. So yeah, it can happen, but I don't think this is the person you're going to be with. I think there's going to be someone stronger, but that at least you're going to have choice, and that's the important thing.
Amazing. All right. Our next question is going to be one from Rob Lemons, one of our return viewers. We haven't seen you in a while, but thank you for returning. Rob is a Sagittarius and is at a standstill and not sure what direction I should be heading in my career or what I should be moving to. Do you think you can maybe pull a card or for Rob to see kind of the general direction his life may be headed in?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Rob. I mean, what I want to say to you, first of all, is now probably is not the best time to be overthinking your career. And the reason I say this, first of all, is you are Sagittarius. We are moving into Mercury retrograde. It is particularly acute for Capricorn and Sagittarius. So you are going to find that things around communication between now and sort of the beginning of January is going to be that little bit skewed. So I would start to focus on career January onwards, and I think that is why at the moment you're feeling that sort of stagnation. I will absolutely draw you a career card. So I'm using Oracle cards today. They're all sort of elementary, so they're all to do with the earth. That's how I work. So they're a little bit different, but you know what? I always find that they really resonate. So let's have a look what we've got. Right, so we've got the compass direction there, east, and that is all about new beginnings. So this really actually is a perfect card. It does show you that there are going to be those new beginnings. I sense that in terms of your career, you are going to have to go external. So I don't think if you're at a company at the moment, you're going to stay there. I also think this stagnation is coming from you doing similar things and not having enough excitement in your job. We're at work for a long time. So I think you're going to be drawn a little bit out of your comfort zone with this one, Rob. And you've got to do that. You've got to push yourself to do something different, because with that difference comes fun. There's excitement that comes through, and above that, there's money. But also I'm getting things about the organizational culture as well. I think it's going to be a really exciting company to work for. There's going to be a really nice atmosphere with the people that you work for as well. And I think that's something you've not had at the moment. And also, I think you're going to feel valued. And that's really, really important. So yeah, wait till about 10th of January, I would say, onwards, then really start going out for it. If you do it before, you're going to get into a bit of a muddle with this Mercury retrograde, so just hang back a little bit.
All right. I see one from Angelica, who is asking if Andy misses Angelica, and do you think that they can ever reconcile? There is a third party involved with him, but Angelica feels that it's still not over between her and Andy. Thanks, by the way, for any insight that you may have.
Oh, Angelica. Right, let's have a little look and see what we're getting here. Do you know what? I feel the connection here between you and Andy, and you're right. He's been pulled away. He is in something which I would describe as very shallow. I feel when you were together, there was quite a lot of depth. This is very shallow, and it seems to be something which is massaging his ego. It's making him feel good. It's making him feel wanted. It's giving him that bit of chase. But actually, you're right. I think whilst he's in that relationship, he's thinking, this feels very superficial. I'm not getting, what I got when I was with Angelica. It's not there. It's not feeling the same. So that is a relationship that is not going to last. The question then is he going to come back towards you? I think that he is. But the question you've got to ask yourself is, are you able to rebuild that trust after he has behaved in the way that he has done? Is lightning going to strike twice effectively? Because we need to look after you, darling. I feel that he is going to have learned his lesson, but you're going to have to make sure you set down your stall very firmly when and if you decide to let him back in. You're going to have to make it very clear that, this is the last time. There can be no shenanigans. There can be no going off with anybody else. You really do have to be firm. And you'll be a bit reticent to do that, I think, because you're not going to want to push him away. But you're going to have to do that, because otherwise he's going to think, oh, I got away with it. I might want to do it again. So I'm a little bit like that with the trust. But you know what? I do think the connection is strong, and I do think you can, you can bring this about.
All right. Our next one is going to be from Krista, who is a return viewer with a mediumship question. Any messages from her daughter, Samantha?
Hi, Krista. Right, okay. Let me connect here. I'm getting a bit of a a saying come through here, almost sort of wisdom, sort of saying that it wasn't raining when Noah built the ark, kind of thing. And I think what she's trying to say here is preparation is key, and you really need to think now for the future. And I'm sensing that perhaps there is a decision here that's coming up, and you're sort of thinking, oh, should I do this now, whether that be an investment or a project? And I'm sensing that there is perhaps some hesitation here around this. But what I'm getting from Samantha is she's saying you've got to go forward, and you've got to do it now to be ready. Because I think, to coin an expression, you could be caught with your knickers down later on. Do you know what I mean? You've got to sort it out now and act now. That's what she's saying. So whatever it is you've been thinking about, you need to go through and do it. She's also, as you would imagine, she's bringing you lots of love, particularly at this time of year, with it being Christmas time. I know that it was a very special time for you. She is showing me like Christmas holly here, so I don't know if there was something with that you used to do together, but that does seem to be quite significant as well. She's saying something about pantomimes or shows or something, so I don't know if you used to go and see sort of shows together at Christmas, but I think there's some memories that are there as well. But she will be with you around the holiday period, and she's telling me as well that your clairsentience is very, very good, and I'm getting drawn to the arms here. So I'm sensing that you sort of feel her particularly around your right arm, quite often, and that is her. And she's also saying, do speak to her out loud. I know that you do that anyway, but what she's saying, she does hear everything you say word for word. Absolutely. So please do carry on doing that. She is around you. She loves hearing your voice.
All right. Well put, Psychic Zack. And I feel like this is a good point to mention about halfway or about a quarter of way through the stream, that if you are enjoying yourself during this live stream, make sure to give us a like, a subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. And if you are wanting a follow-up reading, if you've had a question already answered, or if you're wanting a reading in a more private setting, why not get one with Psychic Zack after seeing a little mini preview of his abilities today? You have more to see in the rest of our 1 hour live stream. But if you're already sold, you can go to CaliforniaPsychics.com. And up in the top right, there's a search bar. That's when you're going to search for Psychic Zack. Or you could click in the link in the description below, and it'll pull up Psychic Zack's page on CaliforniaPsychics.com. But for those who want to hear you say it, Psychic Zack, when is the very next time you're going to be online? What is your regular schedule looking like if people want to get a reading with you later this week? And what are the best ways to reach you?
Okay, so I'm going to be on directly after this for 2 to 3 hours. So there was space in my line, I went online and cleared it just before this Psychic Live. So there is space if you want to jump in. Normally you can get me from 9 o'clock in the evening, PM, Pacific Standard Time. I do that 4 days a week. I vary the 4 days, so each week it will be different, so I can catch everybody. And then I do sometimes in the late morning, early afternoon as well. So you'll be able to get me. Otherwise, you can send me an offline message. I do respond to those in the order that they're received. They do tend to expire after something like 24 hours. So if I've not got to you, please just resend it. I will do them in the order that they are received. So you can always do that if my times don't quite suit you. And I do chat as well, if you'd rather chat than talk.
All right. And if you missed any of that information, that will be on Psychic Zack's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com. Once again, if you click the link in the description, it will pull that up on CaliforniaPsychics.com. We will also be shouting that out later in the stream because we still have quite a bit to go within this 1 hour. And this question next from Charles already pulled up on the screen. And also just a word of encouragement, Zack. Apparently one of your regulars is also here and said, that you are an amazing reader here. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us today. Charles
Thanks,
is asking,
Jennifer. Looking forward to speaking to you soon, lovely. Right. And can I just say as well, I think it's really important before we go to this message that if you don't get called out today, very often in what I say, there may be a message for you as well. There are so many spirits around me at the moment. So sometimes what comes through will come through to you. And something that I am getting coming through, if it resonates with anyone at the moment, is it keeps coming back. So I just need to say this, but there is somebody out there who has had a fallout with somebody. They've blocked this particular person on the phone. They really want this person to connect, but they're blocked. And what your guides are saying is you have got to unblock them. They're not going to play games. They're not going to email. They're not going to use someone else's phone. You've got to unblock them to open the lines of communication. So if that applies to you, I don't know if it does. You can put me a thumbs up or whatever, but just take on board that message. So that is a message out there for somebody today.
All right.
Anyway, we digress.
Thank you for that insight, Zach. And hopefully that resonates with one of our viewers today, if anybody is going through that situation. Zach, one from Charles, though, we've had this question up. He is a Gemini and has this coworker named James. Who was a Sagittarius. So Charles the Gemini and James the Sagittarius. He would like to know if James has feelings for him. Do you see a relationship, and possibly, if so, when?
Okay, James and Charles. Let's have a look. Do you know what? I'm seeing lots of flirting going on here. So, you know, it takes two people to flirt, doesn't it? You know, let's be honest. So, yes, I do think that James does have feelings for you. You can feel that there is a but in my voice. The only thing I would say about this is James is quite cautious about mixing business with pleasure, and obviously he is a co-worker. I think this could potentially get complicated because I think from James's point of view, initially he would want to keep this quite low-key, quite under the radar. He wouldn't want to be the topic of gossip at work, anything like that, you know. But yeah, he absolutely does have feelings for you. I do feel that there can absolutely be a connection here. I just feel, Charles, that you would almost want to show this off and be like, oh yeah, me and James are together, we're having a great time. And I get it, I completely get it, but you're just going to have to calm your passions a little bit with that one, and be respectful to what James wants. And then in the future, I think once things are established, you may well get to the stage where you go more public with it. I'm sensing that James is perhaps more senior than you, and that might be where the nervousness is coming in the organisation. But yes, it can happen. Just be a bit discreet initially because of the work situation is what I would say.
Amazing. Our next question is going to be coming from Christina, who is asking, do you see, I assume, a relationship happening between Dre and I, or do you see a relationship forming between Christina and somebody else?
Dre. Do you know what? I really think you can do better for yourself, Christina. The vibes and the energies here surrounding Dre are, he's a bit of a player. I think he's a bit of a flirt, and I think he can potentially make you feel quite insecure. And, you know, you don't want that. I really sense from what's coming through here that in the past you've had, you know, you've been quite hurt by things, and you don't want to relive that. And combined with that, I am getting somebody else coming in, and this is quite a strong energy. And I'm also being drawn very strongly as well to the number 2, which I am attributing towards February, which is not too far away. So I really do think that there's going to be somebody very, and I've just been corrected, the beginning of February, so the beginning of February. So I do think that this person's going to come in and be significant for you. They've got a lot of adventure around them, actually. There's a very exciting job around them. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity with this for you to travel with this particular person. There's a lot of excitement with this person. I do get the initial coming through of H, which is quite interesting. So it could be Harry or Henry or something along those lines. But yeah, it's going to be a good relationship. So I wouldn't worry too much about Dre. Plod along with him if you want for a little bit, by all means, but don't look at him as your lifelong love, because I don't think he's going to be that person.
All right, and we hope this resonated with you, Christina. Our next question is going to be for Katie, who is asking, when do you think I will hear from Derek?
When will Katie hear from Derek? Right, okay, let's have a look. What I will just say to you here, Katie, is, first of all, just be mindful that everybody has their own free will. So with timelines, they can move. He does think about you a lot, so I do sense that it's certainly going to be in December. I feel it's going to be quite soon, probably as early as next week. I am being drawn to Wednesday. Wednesday, it does come through quite strongly. So yeah, I'm going to say that next Wednesday. There you go.
Amazing. All right. Our next question is going to be a mediumship question.
Okay.
One from Brandy, who is asking if you have any messages from her deceased father, Hubert.
Hubert, okay. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? He's so loving, isn't he? Is so much encouragement that is coming through to you, particularly in regards to your self-esteem and how you should drive yourself forward. I sense that you've had quite a significant knockback recently. He's telling me, you've got to remember, and I don't like using this word, and I'm sorry, but maybe it was a bit blunt, but, he's saying failure is an event and not a person. So I think that if something's just gone a bit wrong for you, then do you know what he's saying? Don't give up. You've just got to keep at it. He's there. He's supporting you. He is with you every step of the way. He's your motivation. He's saying he's your kick up the backside. Be polite. I won't use the words that he's using, being as we're live. Moderation here. He's very, very direct spoken, but I like that about him. He's saying you're his baby girl. He's always going to be there for you. I just love his personality. I really do. He's so laughy. He's so jokey, so direct. He's giving you a great, big, massive hug, wrapping his arms around you. Did he have a problem with his eye, his right eye? Just sort of, I'm getting this sort of, in my clairsentience now, I'm getting this sort of burning sensation around my eye as we're connecting with him. So I don't know if that resonates with you, but yeah. So I think he did have that issue with his eye, from what I'm getting coming through. But anyway, what he's saying is, don't ever hesitate. Be yourself. Live your best life. He says, and you are enough. And I can't emphasize how much love's coming your way from him. I really can't.
All right. Tried to see if there was any follow-ups during that. Did not see any. But we thank you for your question, Brandy, and we hope this resonated.
Thanks, Brandy.
Our next question is going to be from Jess. And yes, this question is actually for her mother, Jackie. So okay. Jackie, I guess, a question for Jackie. She has sadly been unlucky in love, and she is wondering if she is meant to stay with Dave, or do you think she should go back to Harold, or to move on?
Oh wow! Well, you've got some choice there, haven't you, Jenny? um, let me just have a look. Right, I'm going to start off with Harold. He is in the past for a reason. You don't go back there. No. It's just coming through as a exit blocks. Don't do that. I don't think that that's a good scenario for you. With Dave, do you know what I get about Dave? He's okay. It's just okay. And I think what your mum is wondering here is, do I accept just okay, it's not bad, it's never going to set the world on fire, I'm just going to plod along, or do I push myself for something better and someone better and risk losing the stability that I've got with Dave? That's how it feels like it's coming through to me. Do sort of confirm that or not. So is there anyone else coming in for her? Yes, I think there would be. I don't think it's immediate. I've got to be honest with you. We are looking into 2024 here. We would be looking probably the summertime, so June, July. So it is a way off. So what I would say to your mum is the best thing she can do is stay with Dave for the moment. There's nothing drastically wrong there. See how she feels. But when this other person comes in, then she can make that decision, because she will feel that energy and she will be able to balance the two together and decide what is the best way forward for her. So there's going to be options, but Harold, no, I don't feel it. I've got to be honest. So steer her away from that one.
All right. And we hope this resonated with you and Jackie, Jess, and thank you for your question. Now that we are about halfway through our stream, I do want to remind everybody that also in about 15 minutes, we will be switching over to our card pull section of the live stream. So if you have not gotten your question answered yet, during those last 15 minutes, we'll try to get through questions a little bit faster with those card pulls, so you still have a chance to get a question answered. But if you are wanting a reading in a more private setting, this is a good chance to shout out that Psychic Zack does psychic readings in a one-on-one setting on CaliforniaPsychics.com. If you click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now, you'll pull up Psychic Zack's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com, as well as the ability to book an appointment, send an offline message, which is just like a social media message over Messenger, or hop right into the queue. And for those who want to hear you say it, Zach, when is the very next time you are going to be online? And what is your regular schedule looking like for those who want to take you up on the offer and get a reading with you today?
Right. So you can jump on right after this Psychic Live. I'll be on for a couple of hours. So by all means, get in my queue. You can get me from 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm normally on 4 days a week at that time, although I do vary it. And then other days you can catch me late morning, early afternoon, again, Pacific Standard Time. So I am here, I am available, often during the night because I am based in the UK. But I have some regular calls that come through at that time. So 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. So if you are a night owl, then you will catch me.
Amazing. And again, if you missed any of that information, it will be on Psychic Zack's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com. Once again, you can click the link in the description and that will pull up right onto CaliforniaPsychics.com. So you don't have to do any work, and you can get a reading with Psychic Zack right away, and he will be able to tell you all the insight that you are needing to hear. Not that you want to hear, but that you need to hear. But our very next question comes from Jenny, who is asking, if you are ready, Zach, will Robert, who is a Leo, and Jenny, who is an Aquarius, get back together? Jenny believes that he is the love of her life, and thank you in advance.
Okay. Well, do you know what? This is good. We've got fire and air here coming through, and they really, the air fans the fire. And yeah, I think there's a really, really nice energy around this. And obviously there's not at the moment because you're not together. But sometimes you need time out to realize just how much you love each other and how much you need each other. And you're actually walking the same path. It's just you're, a few miles ahead of him at the moment, and you've just got to wait for him to catch up. I don't sense that he's got any animosity towards you at the moment. I don't sense that he's wanting anything other than a little bit of space and a little bit of me time. And he's almost at that stage in his life. He's thinking, okay, which way am I going to move? Am I going to move now with this? But again, he can't be forced. He can't be made to make that decision before he is ready. And I know for you, you're thinking, well, I could move on, and should I move on? No, because he's your love of it, the love of your life, and there is something here on a deeper sort of astral plane that is going to hold you together. And I've just got to say, yes, he's coming back to you. So just you be patient there.
Amazing. Our next question is going to be a mediumship question from Shelly. Would you be able to get into my contact with my late cousin Albert? If not, do you see anything in the near future? But can you connect with Shelly's late cousin Albert?
I can certainly try. Let's just have a look. Albert. So I've got a lot of spirits around me at the moment, as you might expect. Yeah, you may have to give me some clarification on this, Shelley, just to make sure I'm connecting with the right spirit, because we've got a lot around me at the moment. But I'm sensing that there was some kind of tragedy almost around his passing, in the way that he passed over, and he was certainly taken far too soon, if that makes sense to you. Is that right, Shelley? It wouldn't have been a pleasant situation. I know it never is when someone dies, but I just feel the way in which this person passed was particularly tragic. He's saying to you now that you're holding on to something about this. And I don't know if it's some sort of guilt. I don't know if it was the fact that you felt you could have prevented this, or there was something that you could have done or said differently, but he really wants you to let that go. I'm really sensing here you've got a very heavy kind of weight that's lying heavy on you about this, and he wants to set you free. He's saying to me here that you've got to live your life now, and he's going to be living your life with you right by your side. And he will be there to support you, but also he wants to enjoy those years that he missed by living them through you as well. So you've got to live your best life. He's got so much love for you. He's telling me that there is also, quite apart from what we just discussed, there's quite a lot of worry around you at the moment. And I would almost say anxiety, actually. And he said, he's there to help you through this. I do sense that he was someone very good at providing healing, and even if it was just verbal healing when he was alive. And, this is something that he's taken with him onto the other side. And he's going to continue to do that and continue to be that guiding arm. He is showing me motorbikes here for some reason. Sort of fast racing. I don't know if that was connected to his death or whether that was just something he was very into, but they are certainly coming through and will be significant moving forward. And that must be significant for you. So I don't know if there's something there with a motorbike that you've got, or you've got an ornament of one, or a model motorbike or something. But that's coming through from him as well. And also, did he used to steal your candy or something like that, and hide and run, and getting all these sort of games, perhaps when you were younger, coming through that he's reminiscing on. So yeah, he's with you a lot of the time. He's sending you a lot of love, but you've just got to let go of any guilt or worry or concern that you have towards this, because he does not think any of this is to do with you. So please just set yourself free.
All right. And we hope this did resonate with you, Shelley. In about a few minutes, we will be switching over to our card pull section. So if you have not had your question answered yet today, we will have an extra chance during that card pull section. We'll be answering questions just a little bit quicker. Our next one, before we get to that, is one from Kika, who is asking, "Hi, Zach. How does Seth feel about me? He is a Gemini and I am a Sagittarius." Also, a shout out, I guess, from a regular of yours, a person named Cheyenne, also managed to stop by and said that said hi and that you were a great reader. And I did want to just give you that little message.
Oh, hi, Cheyenne. Oh, but she's lovely, Cheyenne. She's going through a little bad time at the moment, but we're getting through it, aren't we? Bit by bit, we're getting through it.
So,
okay.
Kika is wondering about Seth. She is a Sagittarius and he is a Gemini. This is not the first Gemini Sagittarius duo or couple within this live. I remember somebody else earlier asked about that.
Do you know what? It doesn't surprise me that we've got so many Sagittariuses coming through. I thought we'd perhaps have a lot of Capricorns as well, because this is just completely linked to this Mercury retrograde. And obviously it's a bad time for Sagittarius. So, you know, what I will just say here is, do you know what, Kika? Again, don't look for things to happen now. It's the communication is not necessarily going to be as you want it, because we are being influenced by that Mercury retrograde at the moment. But obviously he is a Gemini. He's in a completely different situation just now. I think, you know, he does think about you. He does like you. He's just not articulating it. So you're going to have to wait till about mid-January with this one. But you know what? Use this time to meditate, use this time to manifest. Do you know what? He's not going anywhere. He's still going to be there in January. And I just feel if he started to put his feelings towards you now, it would all go a bit wrong, because that Mercury retrograde is going to tarnish the communication in some way, and the message he gives you might take the wrong way. It could lead to a fight. So actually, by just keeping it chilled, keeping it very low key, revisiting this in January is the best time. But yeah, I sense you can pick up the feelings around that he's giving towards you, and you're not asking this for no reason, and they're absolutely there. So yeah, wait till January and I feel this will move forward.
All right. Our next one is going to be from Kathy, who is asking, "Do you see Tom coming back to me? Still does not know, or she still does not know why he walked out of her life so suddenly."
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Let me look at Tom. Tom, as you might expect from behaving in the way that he did, is not in a good place at the moment. There is a huge amount of pressure. I can really feel it again, weighing heavy on me with this situation. He's not thinking straight. I don't think, in all truth, that he knows what he wants himself right now. I think he just needs to take himself away. He needs to almost become a little bit of a hermit. He really needs to think and deal with some of these problems. There is a huge fear around him of failure that is also coming through here. And I think that's a real significant problem, because if he could talk to you about that, you, of course, you'd be empathetic, you would help him through it. But to him, he's saying, hey, look at me, I'm a failure. And he doesn't want to do that. So he can't open up. He sees it as a weakness to open up about his emotions. And this is really holding him back, whether that be to a therapist or anyone else. He just sees that as a bad thing. And of course, it's not. It's a gift. It's a gift to be able to share and offload. But he can't do that. And he's so closed. But I think, once he goes through that, and he will get to that stage where it just has to come out. I think there will be a lot of regret around him. And I think one of the first things he will do, again, with the help of therapy, I am seeing some sort of reluctant therapy here. I think he will apologise to you for the way that he's treated you. And at that point, I think you can start to rebuild and put those building blocks in place. I'm not saying that that's going to be rebuilding in a relationship straight away. I think it's going to be rebuilding in terms of the connection. And I think it's going to allow you to understand him and for him to understand you a little bit more. And from there on, you will work towards this. So yeah, I do think he's going to come back towards you, but it's going to be a long process, and getting into a relationship an even longer process. So, this is going to be more of a marathon than a sprint, Kathy, to be honest with you.
All right. Now we will be switching over to our card pull section. So if you have not had a chance to get your question answered, we will be doing card pulls. So you could get love, general, future, financial, career. And this will allow you to get, or us to answer a few more questions before we end today. But while we wait for those questions to come in, one more time, can you remind everybody, Zach, when is the very next time you will be online after seeing a little free preview of your abilities today and your reading style? When's the next time you're going to be online? What's your regular schedule looking like if for those who maybe want to get a reading with you later next week? And what are the best ways to reach you?
Yeah, so you can jump on right after this. I will be available for a couple of hours, or you can reach me on my regular schedule, which is normally 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right through to about 2 a.m. I do that 4 days a week. I also do sort of fill-in hours in between, which tend to be late morning, early afternoon. I do chat as well, so you can, if I'm not in the reading, you can jump on a chat. And if you really need me, I do always answer my offline messages. I can get quite a lot of those sometimes, so if I don't get to you, please do resend it. I will always prioritize them in the order that they come in. So that's another way to get me as well, if you can afford to wait a bit longer for the answer.
Amazing. All right. Our first card pull question. And if you missed any of that information, by the way, that will be on California Psychics. If you click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now, it will pull up Psychic Zack's page, as well as the ability to book an appointment or hop right into the queue, like he said. All right. Our first question are from the card pulls. If you are ready, Zach, is from Lois. I believe I got that right. Please forgive me if I did mispronounce that, but a love card.
A love card, right. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've got, so as I said, these are sort of elementary cards. They're all parts of the world, the universe, and we're starting off with gravity here. So gravity really is about being grounded, everything falling to the ground. I just feel with this card coming through, Luis, that you're maybe a bit flighty. You could be up here a little bit with your love life. You really need to just ground yourself. Think about what you want. Don't get carried away. I do feel that, there is somebody around you that you're particularly interested in. I think you're getting a bit excited about it, and why the hell not? But just ground yourself slowly, catch the monkey kind of approach. But don't get too carried away and be too up here. You do need to be grounded.
All right. Okay. Our next one is going to be one from Daniel Susan for a future card.
A future card, right? Well, let's have a look what we get here. Oh, wow. So I've got winds come through. And wind is the marker for change. So this does mean Daniel, that you are going to be changing directions. Now, I'm just focusing on you specifically because this seems to be a direction in terms of your professional life, I want to say. So there could well be a new job here on the horizon. I also sense that there is movement around you. So I feel that there could well be a house move, or you moving and working in a different place for a period of time. That might be unsettling to you initially, but do go with it. Change is coming to you. It's good change. It's important change. Embrace it, and also start saying yes. Say yes to everything and just see where it takes you. Don't be scared and be bold.
Amazing. Next one is from Kimmy for a love card.
A love card. Let's see what we get. Oh my goodness, Kimmy. We've got magnetism. That is fantastic. That means that somebody is drawn towards you. It's like metal to a magnet. Bang. That is really, really good. It's a really strong card. I sense that there is somebody that you're interested in. They're going to be interested in you. It's just going to come together. You don't even need to do anything. It will just click into place and you will have a great time. So there is definitely someone on the horizon for you if you're not with someone already. And if you are, then by goodness, that's going to gel together really, really well and move to the next level. Brilliant card there for you.
Amazing. One next for Rose, another love card.
Hey, another love card. Right, what have we got? Oh, interesting. Right, volcanoes. Right, volcanoes symbolize power. Okay. When I get this card coming through, it normally represents that there is a power imbalance. And obviously we're talking about love and relationships here. So either the relationship that you're in or somebody that's coming in, I think they're going to be quite dominant in their approach. I think you're going to be quite trepidatious around them. You're going to be worried about upsetting them. What you have to do here is regain control. So you don't let them have it your own way. You don't get scared by thinking if you pull back that they're going to leave you. You do stand your ground and you get onto a level playing field, because that is really, really important. So do not allow somebody to manipulate you and be overly forceful. You take back control, my darling.
All right. And just a reminder, if you are enjoying the stream, we are still answering questions, but one from Tomika coming up next for a general card. But if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you get a reading with Psychic Zack. If you have any follow-up questions about any of the answers you received today, or if you feel like you can't wait until next week in our next live reading and you have a burning question, Psychic Zack is going to be the perfect one to answer those questions today. Zach, can you remind everybody when's the very next time you're going to be online, and what is your regular schedule?
Yeah, so you can jump on right after this. I'll be available for a couple of hours. Otherwise, you can catch me from 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right the way through till 2 a.m. I'm normally on about 4 days a week doing that. Or otherwise, if you look online, I do some shifts sort of late in the morning, early afternoon as well. I do cover the full 7 days of the week, so I do weekends as well as the midweek. And you can get me on offline messages, or you can make an appointment. So I've got a bunch of open appointments there waiting, which I've just put in for next week. So if you want to go right ahead and grab one, we can have a chat.
And if you want to do that right now, you can click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now. Once you click that link, it will pull up Psychic Zack's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com. That is the only way you will be able to reach Psychic Zack. There will not be any Facebook profiles or Instagram profiles of Psychic Zack. It will only be through CaliforniaPsychics.com. So for Tomika, who requests a general card.
Okie dokie, Tomika. Oh, look, we've got plants coming through. Plants represent growth, and this is growth within yourself. This is actually a really lovely card, because what this means is I'm going to position this at 2024. I know we're not quite there yet, but this is the energy I'm getting coming from this. I think you're really going to grow in yourself. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity there as a result of this growth. Those opportunities will open doors. It's really important that you go through those doors. I'm also sensing there's going to be the opportunity in this, the knowledge knowledge, and knowledge comes from education. So if you are thinking about taking a course or maybe going back to school or university, whatever, it would be a good opportunity to do that round about now. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to learn a new skill. Don't think that you are. Your experience will be very valuable. You've got a lot of transferable skills, and 2024, you're just going to find a whole different part of yourself, which is going to be really exciting, and you should absolutely embrace that.
All right. We hope this resonated with you, Tamika. Our next one is for Damilola. I hope I pronounced that right. A love card, please. She is a Cancer, by the way.
Okie dokie. What have we got? Oh, we've got magic. You know what? When the magic card comes through, Damilola, anything is possible. So this is good news for your love. I am getting a letter M come through quite strongly. So I don't know if you're with somebody with the letter M or this is somebody new coming in, but do look out for that. February is coming through as a very strong month. Valentine's Day is going to be magical. It is going to be an amazing day for you next year, probably one of the best that you've had. As the year goes on, this love is going to get stronger and stronger, and really you're going to be fulfilling your dreams. And I sense that there's been something which you've really dreamed to achieve, and this card brings it to you. So that's really lovely.
Amazing. Our next one is from Montreya with a future card.
Montreya, right? Okay. Oh, Montreya, right. We've got pressure coming through here. Now, when pressure comes in, it does mean that there can be difficulties and obstacles ahead. I'm almost sensing now that this is now from what's coming through. So I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. I think this is you releasing that pressure that's around you as we move into 2024, and it's something that you're more going to leave behind. So I know you've asked for a future card, but the energy I'm getting from this card really feels like it's now and maybe towards the past. So I see you're going to be releasing some of this pressure. I think it will be around you for Q1 of 2024 to a greater or lesser extent. I feel that it's been quite an emotional time for you. You are ready to let it go. It will go in 2024, and that will allow you to move forward in a better and more positive way. The last 3 quarters of 2024 are going to be much better than where you've been this year. So the light is at the end of the tunnel, my darling.
Amazing. Next one is going to be another love card, one from Morris.
Morris, okay. Oh, Morris, I'm getting passion come through. That's really good. So when passion comes through with love, that is a great card. I am being drawn here to the letter J, which is coming through. I am sensing from what I'm getting here, there is some distance at the moment from somebody that you've been with. I want to say Jennifer, maybe, or Genevieve, something like that. Certainly a Jen that is coming through here. I feel that this person is distant at the moment, but I do feel that she will be coming back towards you. I do feel reconciliation. I'm sure that this is something that's been a part. Yeah, I'm definitely getting reconciliation coming through. And I think it will come early New Year.
All right. Our next one is for one for Marianne, who is asking for another love card.
Marianne, right, let's have a look. Oh, I've got animals come through. Animals symbolizes companionship, but not just companionship, it's also friends. So with this card coming through, I feel that your lover is really your best friends and you're really good companions and you're going to be really good together. Now, with this, I feel that there is a past connection actually here. So I don't know if you're with somebody at the moment, but this person is in your past. They were a very good friend. I feel that they're going to come more into the fore of your life. And I feel that this could lead to a romantic connection. I kind of feel that maybe you're already with somebody at the moment, so that could cause some complication, or there is an interest. But just watch out for this person coming in. I think this could be the person that you move forward with. But definitely a past connection there, Marianne. And can I just say something? I wrote this name down, Marianne, earlier. I knew there was going to be Marianne come through. So, hello. It came through in my vibes.
All right. And we do have time for just a couple more questions, but I want to remind everybody the best way that you can reach Psychic Zack if you've enjoyed this little preview of his abilities today. Zack, why don't you go ahead and shout out the very next time you are going to be online at CaliforniaPsychics.com and what your regular schedule looks like for those who maybe even want to get a follow-up question.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be on right after this show. So I will be available pretty much straight away in about 10 minutes time for the next couple of hours. And then I will be on from 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 days a week, or you can send me an offline message and I will get back to you, or you can book an appointment. And I've got a bunch of open appointments ready and available.
All right. One from Apana next, who is asking for a future card, please.
A future card. Oh, right. This is interesting. I've got the equator coming through, which is all about equality. So this suggests to me that there is some kind of imbalance around the situation with you moving forward. You are somebody who is very... you want justice for people. You want people to, you're really big on diversity. And I feel that you're going to be in a situation, I don't know if you work in HR maybe, but I think there's going to be a situation where you're readdressing the balance. What I like about this is you're really going to be respected for this, and it's going to be a difficult conversation, but you're going to almost be accoladed for doing this. So almost like a mediator role coming up for you, actually, whether that be formal or informal, but you're going to feel really proud of yourself, and rightly so. You're going to be a real driver there for equality and diversity in 2024, in particular in a situation which I feel is coming up around March for you.
Amazing. Well, it has been a fantastic Monday live reading with you, Zack. A big thank you to our audience, but an even bigger thank you to you for taking your time to join us today. Reminder, the best way to reach Psychic Zack is on CaliforniaPsychics.com. If you did not get your question answered today, we will be back next week with Psychic Uma for another live reading. But if you have burning questions that need to be answered right away, Psychic Zack is the expert. And can you remind everybody one more time, the very next time you're going to be online for those who want to kind of continue the live reading experience?
Absolutely. So you can get me pretty much straight away. As soon as I've finished on here, I will be back online for the next couple of hours. Otherwise, you can come through at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and go through to about 2 a.m. or feel free to send me a direct message, which I will answer as soon as possible in the order that they come in. And I really look forward to speaking to each and every one of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And a reminder, yes, the offline messages, if you just have a quick question, you can send over, and Psychic Zack will be able to take a minute to reply back to you whenever he gets a free chance as well. It's just like a chat, so that way you don't have to go on the call if you don't wish. But it has been an absolutely wonderful Monday live reading. Again, a huge thank you to our audience and a big thank you to Zack for joining us today. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.